Actually, change is not easy. I think Mr. President is doing the best he can in his wisdom to make sure things are done the right way. He's an old man, and of course in his wisdom he's trying to make sure he does the best he can to make sure he's taking his time. Let me put it that way, he's taking his time. Yes. And it's a welcome development. It's a welcome development. From my perspective, it's a little bit slow. It's a little bit faster because the people are crying. Things are not okay. You should appoint the ministers and then let business be all over the place and let money flow.
No, generally, when people are talking about where maybe the president is slow in his activities, or maybe some people said when like the ministers, why would a man whom said he's talking about change, and he has run his government within from the time he was being inaugurated till now, he's running his cabinet without ministers. Well, I think from the onset, Buhari as a president, he said his major emphasis is on fighting corruption. And we all know that the past regime, things have really gone bad. Corruption, whereby people just loot money without being they are not. That's a government that has that is not accountable to the people. Now, when we are talking about change, definitely it takes time, and we all know him that is somebody who is not in a hurry, because when a system has decayed, definitely for you to repair, you don't need to rush into the project. You have to now take your time, get the cost and the necessary logistics, so that he, as a person, will not fail. So people should just give him time. When the ministers are not there, does not mean that the system is not working. At least the ministries we have, they are still working. Salaries are being paid. Other things are still going on without the ministers.
I think President Muhammadu Buhari is doing his best to fix ministers on board. But then, as far as I'm concerned, you really need to put things right in Nigeria before you say you inaugurate new ministers. And I know, I've been following the news, and I know the permanent secretary in each of the ministries have been giving reports back to President Muhammadu Buhari since his assumption in office. So I think we just need to give him more time to fix things, put things properly in order before he could bring in new ministers. As much as we know before now that he said he's coming to effect change in Nigeria. So the change is going to start somewhere. It shouldn't be as usual as immediately get to office, or before even you get to office, you have ministers that's going to occupy different portfolios in different cabinets in Nigeria. I think it shouldn't be as the normal way we've been doing it before. So I think there should be a difference in the way they're going to do it this time. So I think the footstep in which Muhammadu Buhari has been trending now, it's okay, it's good. So we should just be patient with him.
Thank you very much. If you ask me, my candid opinion is not in him being slow. It's in his ability to deliver. If after 100 days and we'll have the right people placed in the right places, that will be better for us than being in a hurry to appoint ministers, and at the end of the day, the country will be worse for it. So taking his time, I don't have a problem with that. That's my take.
I will still toe the line of those who think he has taken too much time, because it's quite obvious the only plan they had was to overthrow the government in place. You've been planning your opposition for a very long time. That means you should be prepared, detailed. I'm an architect. And before you go into the field to design a house, to build a house, you go to design. And you take every factor into consideration before building a house. So that when you start, you finish. And now if you're playing your position for a very long time, that means you're ready with your plans. You're ready with your policies. You're ready with the actions you want to take. And after 84 days, people look at it at 84 days. It's not 84 days to me. It was handed over in March. He won the election in March. So from March, you're supposed to know, okay, you're already the power. You're already power ready to be right now. So you start planning and planning and planning. Well, over 170 million, you can't tell me, please, that we don't have credible Nigerians that can mount different ministries we have in this country. That's a big slap to the person who is leading the country. Like you and your cabinet, you as a party cannot define and find people that are credible. There are news making the rounds that out of the 33 ministers he chose, 30 of them could not pass the integrity test. That is also a slap to him as a person, to him as a party. It's still surprising. I'll clamor for him to make the ministerial positions to come out. Please, everything is at a standstill. Nothing is working. You go to the ministries, nothing is working. Everywhere you go to, nothing is happening. Everybody is waiting for the appointments to come. And please, we'll clamor for him to make this appointment ready for us.
Currently, the way things are and the way things are in the country is, the whole bulk lies to the office of the president. So the president, from what he has said, from analysis he has given us, from information that is on the table of the public, he wants to take his time, to get ministers, people he can count on, people he can really rely, credible individuals that he can rely on, that will really run his agenda and his program very effectively. So we Nigerians, we are actually more or less like on the waiting game, and we don't know how long we are continuing to be waiting till he appoint ministers, and the whole box is on his decks. But we are expectant. It's a change mantra that he came up with. We are really, really expectant. We have for a really long time. He came from a very good platform, so we are really expectant, waiting for him. So he has promised that he's working towards ensuring that ministers have been appointed at the appropriate. He said September, so we are waiting. So, but currently, the thing has affected a whole lot of things in the politics. So to say, people is more or less indifferent in what is happening in the country. People are scared of putting their money, making positive investment and all whatnot. So currently, things are more or less like at a very slow snail pace, so to say. But we want to give him all the necessary support that he's needed. So that's why we are waiting till he appoints his ministers. And it's funny, I don't know how the kind of people that he's looking at. If there are saints in Nigeria, we want to see it. So currently we are still waiting.
Appointing.